This is to display the new Textjoin function, but I'm going to join it to another preparation in PowerPivot so that you can see how to import files, then create your pivot table, and then to use that Textjoin function based on the pivot table. And that file is imported through data, get data, from file, from Excel workbook. And I think I've prepared one on the desktop, Bike Sales SA, there we go. Alright, it's going to use Power Query to pull this in. We are using Power Query just so that we can create relationship. So the data looks integrate. I'm not going to go and transform data, that's not the point of this lesson. Let's close and load to and make sure it's in the data model. I prefer to pull in the tables, but the connections actually works nicely. So I'm pulling in the files. Here we go, we're pulling in the files, but we need to create that relationship, remember. So we've got sheet 1, which I'm going to get rid of because I don't need it anymore. I've got data and the salesperson. And I'm going to go here to PowerPivot and to manage this so I can generate a relationship between the two. If you go to diagram view, you'll see here salesperson ID over there. So I'm going to click drag one to many relationship between the two, one to many. I'm going to go back to my data view. So I've got everything here, that's fine. And then I'm going to generate a pivot table from here. Okay, so on a new worksheet, let's go and generate that pivot table. And that pivot table, I can only work on, as I tell my delegates always, the one with the rings, the married ones, not the unmarried ones, okay? So we go to data, and I'm going to go, no, not data, salesperson. Let's go name of salesperson on my rows, and I'm going to go to data over here. And we're going to put cost of sales. There we go, over there under values. But it's very straightforward. So they're the sales. Okay, all right. Let's just format that and get that consistent in terms of decimal places. There we go. And we're sorted. Now I'm going to insert a slicer, which might seem a little superfluous, but you'll see why later. Insert slicer over here, which is based on exactly the same thing, salesperson's name. There we go. Now I'll tell you why we're going to do that later. Okay, so we put the slicer down here. There they all are, Alan, Dawn, Jennifer, John, Judy, Carl, Ricky, etc. Over there, let's put that down here. Now here's where the magic happens. Up here I'm going to be putting the following function. Let me just copy paste it and we'll talk through it. So over here, Textjoin, B4 to B12, should I say, all right, B4 to B12. Here's the interesting thing. When I hit Alan, it'll say only Alan. Look at that. So the Textjoin function is dynamic. All right, if I say John, grand total sales over there. All right, and of course the numbers do concur. If I say Carl, there we go. Now if I go to multiple selections and I choose Carl and Dawn, there we go. Let's see if that works. Yes, Dawn, Carl, grand total sales over there. So let's have a look at that function. Let's can it all. That function said equals Textjoin, open brackets, that specifies the delimiter that you want. So we go Alan, comma, Dawn, comma, Jennifer. And then true would then be a match with that column. All right. Okay. And B4 to B12 specifying the range. Okay. All right. And then what we do is we add a text string and dash sales equals this.